everyone, and welcome back to the Leadership Project with your host, Mick Spiers. We bring you thought-provoking guests and topics every week to challenge your thinking about leadership. Our aim is to help you become the leader that you wish you always had as we learn together and lead together. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Leadership Project. I have a special treat for you today. We are now celebrating coming to the end of Season 4 and leading into Season 5 of the Leadership Project podcast. That's more than 220 episodes, bringing experts from around the world to share their wisdom and their thoughts about leadership. And I wanted to do a celebration today, a celebration of the people behind the scenes. I'm the lucky one. I'm the one that gets to go on camera and you hear my voice every week, and I get to have this front row seat with leadership experts from around the world, and I get to ask them whatever question I like, and it's been an absolute joy for me. But it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the team behind the Leadership Project. So today is going to be a celebration of the team that make it all possible. So without any further ado, I'm really pleased to be joined on the stage by Team TLP, the Leadership Project team, the ones that you don't always see every week. And we're going to have a conversation about how it feels to be part of TLP and what the team have learnt along the way. So team, I'm going to ask you one at a time now to introduce yourself and talk about the role that you've played in the success of TLP. And we'll start with you, Joanne.
Great. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Joan Gozon. I'm joining you from the Philippines, and I'm part of the digital marketing arm of the Leadership Project. And we also offer the same services to different thought leaders from across the world. Aside from being part of the Leadership Project, I'm also a proud mom of a 2-year-old, and you'll probably see him popping up once in a while here in the podcast if you're watching the video. So I look forward to engaging with everyone today.
Thanks, Joanne. Absolutely. Thank you for all of your hard work over these years. Gerald.
Hello, everyone. This is Gerald. Thank you, Mick, for that introduction. And reaching the global market with just one click. That's the expertise I bring as the digital marketing manager of the Leadership Project. I hold a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science major in Information Technology and have accumulated diverse experience in customer relations, website, and social media marketing and global services coordination. My passion lies in leveraging technology to create meaningful solutions, finding purpose in making the world a better place through practical innovation. And yeah, looking forward what will happen to today, and yeah, looking forward to the people with me right now. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you
congrats,
so much.
Gerald. And thank you so much for the hours and hours and hours and hours of audio editing that you've done, and also all of the social media work that you do. Faris, let's hear from you.
Hi everyone, I'm Faris. I'm from Singapore. Always been in the leadership team for 3 years now. Just I've been here like creating videos and creating visuals for the team, and always been grateful to be part of the team. So yeah, grateful to be here. Thank you for having me, everyone.
Outstanding, Faris. And I'm going to say that the audience have seen the fruits of your work, all of those amazing videos that you've curated for us, whether it's videos of guests or the videos that you've created promoting my book, which was just amazing. So you're very creative. Thank you for all that you do. And last, but certainly not least, Sei, we'd love to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. I am Sei Spiers. I am the general manager and co-creator of the Leadership Project. So, over the past decade, I've already embraced the world of remote work. So, I am also leading a global team, and creating content that resonates deeply with our audience.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the Philippines and now living in Australia. And I'm actually I'm an introvert, so I find strength in thoughtful reflection and storytelling. So when I'm not behind the scenes of the leadership project, so you'll find me spending time with the family because, of course, I am the based on the last name. I am the wife. I'm also a mother, proud mom of a 4-year-old boy. Yeah. Thank you so much, mate.
Thank you, Say. And there's no doubt that I could never have done this program without you. You've been my rock throughout. We're going to go through a bunch of questions now. I want to hear from all of you, but I'll pick you one by one. We won't have time for you all to answer every question, but we're going to go through a few different ones here. So, Say, I'm going to come to you first with this one. How does it feel to be part of the success of TLP?
Being part of the success of the Leadership Project or TLP is both humbling and deeply fulfilling. So it's amazing to see how a shared vision can grow into a platform that inspires, empowers, and creates meaningful change. So knowing that our work is or has sparked transformative leadership journeys for so many people around the world is incredibly rewarding. So for me, it's not just about the impact we make, but also about the relationships we build. So whether it's about collaborating with the team, engaging with our inspiring guests, or hearing the stories of listeners who've been touched by our work, it's a constant reminder of how the power of purpose-driven leadership and the difference we can make when we align our efforts with a greater mission, which is the TLP.
There is something really special about that. Say, I remember Brandon seeing you at the zoo one day here in Melbourne, and him coming up to you and sharing with you how impactful the podcast has been for him and his leadership journey. And he just came out to you up out of the blue and said, "Oh, I've got to tell you, I've got to tell you." It's really amazing when you hear those stories of what we've been able to achieve and the impact that we've had on people's lives. Because when we impact leaders' lives, we also impact the workplaces in which they lead. So it's actually a multiplication effect that we're having in that way. Gerald, I'd love to hear from you. How does it feel to be part of the success of TLP?
Yeah, so before I was very lost and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And now being part of the success of the leadership project and the leadership project podcast is, yes, same with Say, it is both humbling and incredibly rewarding. It's amazing to see how our work is inspiring leaders around the world to think differently and grow both professionally and personally. And yeah, every episode, conversation, and piece of content is an opportunity to create a positive impact. And knowing that we're helping others unlock their potential makes it all worthwhile. And the journey has been filled with, of course, learning, collaboration, and genuine connections with you guys, with you. I've learned a lot of things with DLP superstars, and now I'm proud to be part of something that empowers people to lead with purpose and confidence. Yeah.
Absolutely, Gerald. You should be so proud of everything that you've done. And we are indeed impacting lives, and you should be proud of the part that you've played in that. Let's go to our next question. I'd love to know what has been your biggest learning about leadership. And Faris, I'd like to come to you first on this one.
Yep. I think like one thing that I learned from you, Mick, is about the power of self-reflection. I think the same goes to like being as a leader or being as an individual. I feel like is important for us to have our own time to reflect, like what I did today, on how I can be better in the next few days or anything like that. So I feel that is very important for me. I always practice that since I met you, Mick. So I always practice that on how to be a better worker, better husband, better individual. So that's very important to me. That's one thing that I'm really I really practice until now.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing that, Faris. That is something that I do every day. I've done that every day for the past 11 years. And it's the self reflection practice that Faris is talking about. And it's asking yourself the same 5 questions every day. What went well today? What didn't go well? What would I do differently next time? What did I learn about myself and what did I learn about others? And if you practice that every day, you get better. You understand what's working, what's not working, and you're making little micro adjustments to your leadership as you go, and it really works. Now, let's go to Joanne. I'd love to hear, same question for you. What has been your biggest learning about leadership?
Yeah, so aside from being part of the digital marketing arm of the Leadership Project, I also lead a team of life planners in AIA Philippines. And I'm just so blessed that from being a listener of the Leadership Project podcast, I get to be with the same in the same kitchen as the cooks who do uh, the entire podcast themselves. And most especially being exposed to a leader, a visionary like you, Mick, seeing how this success reflects your personal leadership, and being part of sales and marketing makes uh, it easy for us to fall into the pit of seeing people as mere numbers. But that's not how I felt the moment I joined the Leadership Project. I'm not just a metric on a scale that operate to make sure we become number one or we become part of a list. I feel seen, heard, and valued. And I felt that that is probably one of my greatest takeaways being part of the Leadership Project. It's that transformational leadership is more impactful when people feel that they matter, and a strong direction steers the vision for everyone, because you no longer have to talk about actions, and you don't even have to talk about how to get to the results. You just have to make sure that people know what their purpose is and how they can contribute to the vision of the team.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Joanne. And my personal leadership philosophy does come through in the show. And it's some of the things that you're talking about, which is about people want to feel seen, they want to feel heard, they want to feel valued, they want to feel like they matter. And leadership is all about inspiring people into meaningful action because they wanted to do it, not because they were told to do it. But here's the funny thing. My leadership philosophy has changed over this 4 years because we get to listen to all of these guests from around the world. And I think I've picked up something from every single guest to continue to build my model of leadership. So I'm a work in progress too. I learn as much from the guests as anyone else. And then we have this privilege of being able to share it with the world. Now, Say, I want to come towards you. Same question. What's been your biggest learning about leadership in the past few years?
Through the leadership project, I gained even deeper insights to the nuances of the leadership. So each guest we feature has opened my eyes to new perspective. Like, for example, Zach Mercurio on purpose-driven leadership, and John DeMartini, or Jennifer Mulholland and Jeff Shaw. I really learned a lot from them. So, because I'm not just about being on the general manager side, because I also did some of the editing of this podcast. And then I felt like when you're listening to this podcast guest, I feel that connection. And I feel like I'm also being part of that conversation.
Yeah, really well said, Say. And we've learnt something from every single one of the guests without any doubt. And some of the ones that you have rattled off there are some of my favourites too. So that's a good segue. I'm going to come to you on this one first, Faris. Who has been your favourite guest that's been on the show? You've edited the video of 200 plus people. Who has been your favourite guest along the journey?
I think like my all-time favorite has always been Zach Mercurio. I think the way he projects his message, and I feel like that connected me in a way, like about leading with purpose and meaning. So I think that one is always been like in my heart or in my brain every time. So I think another one will be Benjamin Ritter. That's a great shout out as well.
Mm.
I think we have a 2 episode with him. So he's always been I've been a pleasure to always edit a video of his content. So he's great. So these are the top two favorites.
You've picked two gems there. Zach is one of my all-time favorites, potentially my all-time favorite. And then Benjamin Ritter was really deep and really liked the way he thinks, and also challenging people to really pursue purpose as well. So there's a definite connection there. All right. What about you, Joanne? I'd love to hear, who was your favorite guest?
Yeah, so yes, Zach is also at the top of my list. Alongside him, Dr. John DeMartini, because he was able to talk more about the truth behind the secret and just allowing us to uh, probably make it more actionable and relatable, and seeing probably a glimpse of how he's able to create clarity around the much used word of manifestation and attraction, and probably debunking myths around that. So that also struck a chord on me.
Yeah, really good. I love Dr. John DeMartini as well. He makes me stop and reflect and rethink on a bunch of things. And clearly, Zach is the common thread here as well. Now, curious question along this journey, coming now to Gerald. What have you learned about yourself through this amazing journey that we've been on?
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hi, this is Chris Bierling, host of the People and Performance podcast. Each episode features conversations Bill Banham and I have with leaders and consultants about ways they've inspired colleagues to thrive. Past People and Performance podcast guests are from such brands as NASA, IBM, Rolls-Royce, and McKinsey & Co. You can find us on your podcast player of choice.
Yeah, so this year on the leadership project has been an incredible journey of growth and learning. And of course, one of the biggest takeaways for me and what I've learned about myself is the power of authentic leadership. And that's why I learned about myself, like showing up as your true self while inspiring and empowering others. And I learned that I can inspire others. Uh I can help others. Yeah, those are the I've learned about myself, that I can provide, I can help, and I can inspire other people because yeah, the leadership project helped me a lot.
Yeah, well,
So yeah.
well done, Gerald. And the authentic leadership is a really big one. It actually makes people relax. When you show up as your authentic self, it gives other people the license to do so as well. And when people can be themselves at the workplace, they relax and they can do a better job. It also comes along with humility and vulnerability and that creation of psychological safety where people can stick up their hand and say, I don't know the answer, and be okay with that. So there's all kinds of things there, Gerald, that come along with that. Say, I'd love to hear the same from you. What have you learned about yourself these past few years?
So I've learned that I am more resilient than I ever gave myself credit for. So life has thrown its fair share of challenge my way. But through them, I've discovered an inner strength and adaptability that keep me moving forward. And I'm also come to understand that it's okay to feel vulnerable. And it's in those moments of vulnerability that I learn the most about myself and grow. And I realized the importance of self compassion, especially when juggling multiple roles and responsibilities. It's easy to be hard on myself, but I've learned to appreciate the effort I put in and recognize the value I bring both at home and in my work. And most importantly, I've learned that my emotions are valid, but they don't have to define my decisions. So yeah, by embracing both my strengths and my flaws, I've come to see that every step, by embracing both my strength and my flaws, I've come to see that every step, whether smooth or bumpy, is part of my journey toward becoming the best version of myself.
There's three really powerful chapters there that I'm hearing say. So when we think about resilience, you are stronger than you think. And resilience is about the ability to bounce back from adversity or to withstand adversity for a period of time. And we've had some amazing guests come on and talk us about mental strength and about resilience. So that's a really good learning. Scott Mounts, in particular, the mentally strong leader, was just amazing in this regard. And then when you talk about self-compassion, you're a human. You're a human. You're going to make mistakes. Give yourself a break. Don't judge yourself harder than you judge someone else. And we tend to do that. And the last one about emotional intelligence. Yes, it's important to notice and name your emotions, but your emotions don't have to rule your decisions. You can regulate your emotions and then bring your emotions to the fore. One of my favorite quotes, we're going to talk about favorite quotes shortly, comes from Aristotle. Anyone can be angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person in the right way, for the right reason, to the right degree, at the right time, that is not easy. So that's what emotional regulation is all about. Really powerful lesson there. So thank you for sharing that. All right, team, we're going to go to a pretty challenging part here now. You all know that I ask the same 4 questions to our guests every week, and they're actually unfair questions because if I ask myself these questions, I don't know that I can give one answer, but we're going to have a crack at it now, team, and I'm going to go one at a time again. And Faris, I'm going to start with you. What is the one thing you know now that you wish you knew when you were 20? Faris.
Okay, well, I think one thing that I learned while growing up is is to listen. I feel like while growing up, as a teenager, I always have this angstiness or like being too stubborn to listen to other people. So yeah, there are things that I regret in terms of like being a better person or being a better student. So I tend to not listen to my parents or to my teachers, and also it's always great to listen to your mentor during at work and to your leader. So I feel that's one way that I should have learned while growing up. So yeah.
I wish I had learned that one much earlier as well. And when we think all the way back to episode 13 around deep listening, just there was a huge change in the show at that point. This is with Don Campbell, and listening to him about deep listening changed the whole way I did the show. I don't know if anyone noticed that from episode 14 onwards, but really paying attention, being present and truly listening to the other person has changed my life. Then later on, we had Oscar Trimboli challenging us about how we listen and what are the villains that stop us from listening the way that we should be listening, and what is the purpose of listening in the first place. Oscar Trimboli was really quite amazing when it came to listening as well. All right, Joanne, what's the one thing you know now that you wish you knew when you were 20?
One thing I probably wish I knew sooner is that we all have a personal and unique definition of success. And while others might define it as having the best top of the line car or the prime spot near of owning your own house in a prime spot, or maybe just having it all together. For me right now, my personal definition of success is just making people feel that they matter. And how I wish I knew that sooner so I wouldn't be distracted going after the worldly things and just going after purpose driven leadership.
Oh, I love this, Joanne. This is such a powerful message. The problem with materialistic versions of success is there's always a bigger car, there's always a bigger house, and you land in this comparison syndrome where you're comparing yourself to someone else's curated Instagrammable life, and that actually takes all of the joy away from it. Then it's like, yeah, I do worry about the materialistic aspect of success, and also the comparison that people start making across to other people. All right, Sei, I'm going to come towards you on our next one. What is your favorite book?
One of my favorite books is about the fiction book. It's about the Harry Potter series because, beyond the magic and adventure, these stories hold powerful lessons of leadership. So I'm gonna take up example from the importance of teamwork and trust to the courage to stand for what's right. So the series is rich with insights that resonate deeply with me. So sometimes, the Harry, Hermione, and Ron's journey shows that leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about making tough choices, learning on others, and growing through challenges. So it's a timeless reminder that even in the face of adversity, we all have the potential to lead with purpose and heart.
I love that. And I'll tell you what I love is that most people, if they were going to say that Harry Potter was their favorite book, it'd be about the escapism or the storytelling or whatever, but you're looking for the deeper meaning and the deeper message that's in there, the life lesson. I think about some of the shows you and I have watched together that have been leadership lessons, like Ted Lasso as an example. The whole thing is one episode after another is a leadership lesson. It's funny. It's really funny. But threaded in there is the leadership lessons along the way. Well said, Say. I really like that. All right, Gerald, coming to you now. What is your favorite book?
Yeah, so I've heard it from one of my friends, and right now, yeah, I reading it right now. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. And yeah, it's a great book, and because it shows how small consistent changes can lead to big results. It focuses on building good habits and breaking bad ones through practical strategies and system-based thinking. So yeah, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a must-read book.
Well done. Very powerful. There's a reason why that's an international bestseller for multiple years in a row. It works. It works. If anyone hasn't read Atomic Habits, please get your copy and put the practices into practice. It's very practical, which is what Gerald is talking about here. It teaches you little tricks, little 1% tricks that you can do that make it easier to stick to virtuous habits, and little tricks that you can do that make it harder to follow bad habits. And I couldn't rate it highly enough. Well done, Gerald. Absolutely love your selection there. All right, next one. Really tough question. Let's go to you, Faris. What is your favorite quote?
I think like this is one of my favorite movies slash book. So this quote is: "Great men are born great, they grow great." So it's written by Mario Puzo, the author of the Godfather. So there's always been like something I resonate with. So it's always I took that quote as a drive for me to be better as a person, or as a leader, or as a husband. So yeah, it's always been a drive for me. That quote.
Oh, yeah, really, really powerful, Faris. I love that. We can all grow great as long as we take intentional action to do so. We can move from good to great. We can move from bad to good as long as we take intentional action. Really well said. All right, Joanne, what is your favorite quote?
Yeah, for this part, you'll see my kid joining us, like I said earlier. So I'll be reading this one off so I don't butcher the quote. It's from a poem by Max Ehrmann, Desiderata. So it's the last few lines of the poem. So it goes, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world.
Oh, I love it. Really nice and well read as well, Joanne. There's something about that. Life is chaos, but at the same time, there's beauty in that chaos. And life is also what we make of it as well. It's what we create. So, yeah, really good. I love it, Joanne. What about you, Say? What is your favorite quote?
So this is just one of my favorite quotes on the Harry Potter movie that resonates me deeply. I'm going to read it based on the how Albus Dumbledore said it to Harry Potter. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are,
Mm.
far more than our abilities. That's from Albus Dumbledore.
Oh, I love it. It's the choices that make us who we really are. That's really good. And that's the revealer of character right there. All right, team. Now I'm going to go to each of you on this one. So this will be our final question as we wrap it up. What I want to know from each of you, what are you most looking forward to in the future? And that can be something about season 5, season 6, season 27 of the Leadership Project, or it could be something in your personal life. And Gerald, I'm going to come to you first. What are you most looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the journey of personal growth and self discovery for my future, of course. Life is an ongoing learning experience, and I'm excited to explore my potential, refine my skills, and become the best version of myself. And for my career, professionally, I'm looking forward to building a career that aligns with my purpose and allows me to create positive impact, which is the leadership projects helping me right now. So, and I have big dreams of contributing to innovative projects and leading initiatives that can make a difference. And I also hope to inspire more people and, of course, be a mentor for to others along the way, sharing what I've learned and encouraging them to pursue their own goals. The thought of continuously learning and achieving milestones excites me, and I'm eager to see where hard work and perseverance will take me. So yeah.
Yeah, brilliant, Gerald. I'll tell you what I love there. There's the personal aspect of your own learning journey and as you grow, but I love it when you transform that into paying it forward to someone else. That was really powerful. And here's a little hint. That's where joy and fulfillment lives. So you go on your own journey, and that's then when you pivot and you become a multiplier for someone else and you help someone else, that's where true joy and fulfillment lives. Love it. All right. How about you, Joanne or Manu? Either one of you can answer. What are you most looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing everyone outside the virtual space. Maybe a possible TLP Superstars reunion in Melbourne or in Singapore in the Philippines. So, no matter how that would happen, I look forward to that happening in the future. Also, looking forward for the team to expand so more uh, people, more like-minded individuals can experience what we experience here at TLP, being able to feel seen, heard, and valued while making a difference through digital marketing, through thought leadership, through whatever their purpose or craft is, being able to communicate that in the online world and also outside that one. And I just look forward to hearing more thought leaders, A-listers, to join the podcast, especially as we're gaining traction also, maybe video podcasts, and meeting these thought leaders also as we do more of the live podcast interviews. So I look forward to that in 2025 and the years to come.
I love it. Yes, we absolutely should get together face to face again sometime soon. I would love that. And same for me. The more that we expand, the more impactful voices that we get on the show, the more lives that we impact. And we learn something ourselves every day. We learn something from every single guest. It's amazing. All right, Faris, what are you most looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, I think ever since day one, since you introduced this person to me, it's always been the drive for me to create content for the leadership project is to have Simon Sinek as our guest for our podcast. So yeah, that's always been a drive for me to create great visuals for the videos for our content. So to make our video being recognized and all. So hopefully that will happen in one day. And yeah, same goes with Joanne. Is about us meeting physically, virtually, or not virtually, but physically. So I've yet to meet Gerald and Joanne personally. So that would be great for us to meet later next year or anything like that.
Love it.
And yeah, I think lastly, hopefully by next year I'll be becoming a dad. So yeah, it's been a nerve-wracking time for me as my wife as well. So hopefully we learn about each other, and hopefully that will happen next year.
We're so excited for you and your wife, Faris. That's the best answer ever. Your Simon Sinek answer was great. Well, it was nothing like the second answer. Yes, becoming a dad. That's congratulations. We're so excited for you. Simon Sinek, I double down on that. Simon, if you're listening, give us a call. We're ready for you to be on the show. We've had a number of your inner circle on the show, Lee Prosenjak. We've had Stephen Shedleski, Rich Davini on the show. It's time for you, Simon. Step up. We want to have a discussion with you. All right. Well said, Faris. And last but not least, I left you purposely to last. We want to hear from our general manager. Sei, what are you most looking forward to in the future?
So I'm looking forward to see everyone face to face. Could be in Singapore or in Thailand. We can use our points about that. Let's work on it. And one of the things, another one is I'm most looking forward to seeing how the seeds we're planting today grow into something even more impactful in the future. Whether it's through the leadership project, it's empowering others to embrace authentic leadership, or in my personal life, nurturing a family that thrives on love and connection. So the future feels full of possibility. And I'm also excited about continuing my own journey of growth, learning, exploring new ideas, and discovering ways to make a meaningful impact. The thought of collaborating with more inspiring individuals and creating something that truly transformative keeps me motivated. And above all, I'm looking forward to the moments of joy and connection. So watching my little one grow and sharing experiences with my loved ones, my husband and my little one, and knowing that everything that we've been working on today is building toward a future filled with purpose and fulfillment. And I thank you.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Sei. And similar themes there that you're sharing, that we have created something amazing here, a platform that continues to grow, that each and every one of us learns and grows from our guests every day. But then it's the impact that we're having on others, including the next generation, whether it's Manu or Thomas, our own kids, and Faris, your future child, and Gerald, when you're ready, no rush. But, it's to our children, but it's also to the next generation of leaders that are out there. So that brings us to a close, team. Thank you so much. I want to say a huge congratulations to you for 4 successful seasons of the Leadership Project and about to go into season 5. Be very proud. Be very proud of what we've created. Be proud of the impact that we've created for the leaders that we're inspiring. And remember the multiplication impact that when we inspire leaders to become better leaders and give them the knowledge and skills that they need to create amazing workplaces, that creates an environment where other people fall back in love with their jobs again. and people spend up to 1/3 of their life in the workplace. So why is the work that we do important? It's because it's not just impacting the leaders, it's impacting the people that follow those leaders. And that means millions of lives are impacted by what we bring on the show. Thank you so much, team, for sharing your reflections. Be very proud, and congratulations again on 4 seasons.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mick.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, TLP Superstars. Thank you, Mix. Thank you,
Congratulations.
Faris. And Manu and Thomas.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership Project at mixspears.com. A huge call out to Faris Sedek for his video editing of all of our video content, and to all of the team at TLP. Joan Gozon, Gerald Calibo, and my amazing wife, Sei Spiers. I could not do this show without you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Leadership Project YouTube channel, where we bring you interesting videos each and every week. And you can follow us on social, particularly on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, in the meantime, please do take care, look out for each other, and join us on this journey as we learn together and lead together. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Project at mixspears.com. A huge call out to Faris Sedek for his video editing of all of our video content, and to all of the team at TLP. Joan Gozon, Gerald Calibo, and my amazing wife, Sei Spiers. I could not do this show without you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Leadership Project YouTube channel, where we bring you interesting videos each and every week. And you can follow us on social, particularly on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, in the meantime, please do take care, look out for each other, and join us on this journey as we learn together and lead together.